It's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like...
What's happening, guys? My name is OTG and I'd like to welcome you to episode number 8 of our F1 2012 career mode. And this time we're in Britain and we had a shocking qualifying. We've gone from pole to 18th in the space of 2 races. And we're just battling our way through the field. And I'll tell you what happened in qualifying. I just couldn't find my speed around this track. I just couldn't find any pace and I struggled a little bit, and I said it before, my race pace is better, but I just couldn't find any grip around the track. I couldn't find any time. It just, Maldonado was like a second faster than me in qualifying, and I was really disappointed with my performance. But we've battled our way through the field and we've got ourselves into 5th, so that's not too bad. We were on the reach. We're just moving down onto the standard fuel mix, and we've got a long race ahead of us. So Paul di Resta is in 3rd and I'm in 4th, so that's 2 Brits, and Hamilton is in the lead, then Grosjean 2nd, but we're now trying to track down Paul di Resta, so we're going to use some curves going around the back straight. Paul di Resta needs to choose his line, what he's going to take. He's going to take the racing line. Yes, he is. We're going to go up the inside and we're going to try and outbrake him. We outbrake him going into the old first corner. Can never remember the name. I think that one of these corners is Maggots. We're approaching Maggots now. I know that there's also Beckett's. I'm not the best with names of corners, just so you know. I'm never good with names. But we're cutting the corner a little bit there, just trying to get around the corners. Really weird race this was. I just had a really poor qualifying, and it was just a really weird race. I mean, Hamilton and Grosjean got off to the best of starts, and for some reason Paul di Resta and I were in 3rd and 4th, and it was just, what is going on in this game? It's such a weird one how the AI is just so slow. I was expecting a mid pack battle, 10th, 9th, around them, and I was actually going to be like, okay, we're going to only pick up a few points. I'm not going to be challenging for the championship, obviously, but the fact I've got myself in the 3rd really does open my horizons for a championship push, because Lewis Hamilton is below me, Romain Grosjean is below me, and all the guys that are above me, I'm beating Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso. So if I can get this position, I'm very much in the driving seat, literally in the driving seat. And we're just cutting the corner a little bit there on lap 2. But what I mean when I say that is Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button didn't finish the last Grand Prix. If you remember, they got caught behind, I think it was Vitaly Petrov. Button it was who got caught behind Vitaly Petrov. And in that pack was in fact Grosjean, Raikkonen and Hamilton. And they were the cars that didn't get anywhere. And I believe Felipe Massa did do a great job in the last... I cannot remember what Felipe Massa... I think Massa had a poor qualifying session here. And Massa's not a bad driver. And just so you know, we've also got drivers like Mark Webber behind us. So we've really done well for ourselves, and I'm really pleased with the performance from the team and the car, especially with race pace that we're going for. And in this race, we do in fact have pit stops. So yeah, if you're wondering what I do just the qualifying. I don't do practice because I know the track, and I've got setups for each track, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty easy for me. And after this race, we have Hockenheim. And then I think we go from Hockenheim to Spa, then Monza. I think Monza's where we get a job, like a new job offer. So I'm looking forward to that. I think the most likely team I would accept are obviously going to be like Lotuses, Saubers, Mercedes, and Force India are going to be the teams that offer. Out of all of them, I think the order would go Mercedes, Lotus, Sauber, and Force India. Force India, I mean, I could have started with them, but everyone does Force India, so I wouldn't go Force India. Sauber, other people have done Sauber. Lotus is probably the most popular one a lot, but Mercedes, I just like the car, to be honest. I like the car, I like the driving style. It suits me, race pace. They just like to stick to their position, stick to their guns. Not a slow car, but not a furiously fast car. Schumacher and Rosberg not having the best of seasons, so I can highly expect why they'd want to bring in a replacement. So you can look on the mini map and just see, as we're on lap 3 now, just see the way the gap between us and Grosjean and Hamilton, 7 seconds, and Paul di Resta is 0.4 hundredths of a second behind us. We've set a personal best first sector there, which isn't bad, but coming on to the old start-finish straight, that's what I'm going to be calling it. Paul di Resta is behind us. He has a little sneaky glimpse once in a while. But the thing that was really making me feel good about myself is you see Maldonado's there. Maldonado's keeping up a few cars. I got di Resta behind me, so me and di Resta have got similar pace, so he's not going to make a move. As long as I keep them two at that position, I'm going to be very comfortable because Maldonado can get points. I mean, I think it was in China that I said he wasn't getting any points, and I was leading the team. Now we're coming up to and then we're going up to Catalonia, and ever since Catalonia, Maldonado has just been amazing and has found his form, found his feet, and looks comfortable in that car. So we're a second faster than our than last lap in Sector 2. Going to brake a little bit earlier, not on the racing line, just to get around that corner, just in case Duressa was looking for a move. And you can see the pack of cars now in the split up. So you've got the two front runners, Hamilton 3 seconds faster than me. That is stunning. But now we're coming on to the in laps, and if you didn't know, you can see the gap. You can see the you kind of split up into 3 groups. You could kind of say 3 to 4 groups because there's like a little split in the middle pack. But Hamilton's a long way away from Grosjean, and Grosjean is a long way away from me, and I've got Duressa behind me. And you can see now cars going into the pits, and my teammate has to stay out. I'm guessing out there as well is probably Nico Hulkenberg. That's the other car, or probably Mark Webber or Sebastian. Nah, who's this? It's Mark Webber who stayed out. So yeah, this will be interesting. Yeah, Mark Webber stays out. I do remember this. So we're coming around now. What sort of time can we set? The top teams really will set like 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Like 3 seconds will be a good one, but 3.5 isn't bad compared to some teams. Duressa, we've got a little bit of a gap on him. But yeah, I was hoping we could get a really fast lap, pit stop, and eventually we should be seeing some improvements in the pit stops. And there we have Vitaly Petrov, the guy that got 10th in the last race, getting his first points. He's ahead of me, so he's not had the best race, and I can see him, but he's trying to get away from me. And we're just going to try and keep a gap to him. Don't let him get away. I was like, okay, let's try and overtake him just for the fun of it. Probably going to waste time. The fact I've got a gap is pretty nice. If we would have come out just behind him, he would have probably ruined my strategy. So we've got a gap, and if we can catch up to him, I know I've got some speed and pace compared to him. But the car that we're chasing, just so you know, is Mark Webber. Mark Webber is the car that was is going to be closest to us because he was the last. I think he was the last car to go. He was the first car that didn't go into the pits. That's the right one. And then it's Maldonado. So hopefully, if Maldonado doesn't keep a good enough gap, and you can see now they're coming. Them 3 cars are all coming round. And look at the gap Webber's got on Maldonado. That's an unbelievable gap. So Maldonado, I think, has lost a place there. But you can see now they're coming round onto the final sector, and we're coming through the lovely. I think this is Maggots, isn't it? Yes, it's Maggots. Someone correct me. I'm sorry, but I like that corner. You can go high speed through it. Just using what remaining curves I have, just to give me a boost to try and catch up with the guys behind. But they're going to dart into the pits. We're 2 seconds in. 2 seconds behind them, but look at the gap Duressa and I are on. Look at that, 2.9 seconds, almost 3 seconds of 3 seconds I've gained on Duressa due to a pit stop. That's pretty impressive. So we're coming around now onto the final corner. Going around now, and we've really got to set the fastest possible time because Mark Webber's going to be coming out of the pits any second, and so is Maldonado. You can see them; they're just exiting the pit lane. We're going to come out side by side with Mark Webber. There's Mark Webber. We're going to come around, and Mark Webber's got the jump on us in the pits, and that's horrible. Oh, it's really nasty to see. But Mark Webber has gone wide. We go a little bit wide, but we keep on the track, and Mark Webber has lost a place, and Pastor Maldonado is behind us. We've taken 4th position. Oh, God blimey. And I'm just going to quickly show you these next 2 laps because you can see we're in 4th. So one of the cars has gone a different strategy. Maldonado overtook Webber because Maldonado was right behind us. So Maldonado has gained time and he's looking at us. But there's a car up there, and that's Jean-Eric Verne. Jean-Eric Verne has gone for a longer stint, and he's a long way ahead of us. So he's obviously got to come into the pits, and this lap he does come in the pits. He's been out there for a while. He's a long way ahead. He's up there with, I think it's Lewis Hamilton. So he might be leading the race, probably in 2nd. I'm not sure. Look, the way it looks, I think he's in 1st. So he'll be coming into the pits. So we're coming round onto the old start-finish straight. He'll come into the pits, and it depends where he's coming out. This is why I was so nervous, and it's such a crucial part, because I think Jean-Eric Verne will come out between me, Maldonado and Webber and all them guys around that area. So we really need to keep this gap going, otherwise Jean-Eric Verne will do the jump on us and we'll lose to Toro Rosso. And we're fighting for our country here. 2 Brits on the podium, and what's the closest country to the United Kingdom apart from Ireland? France. So we could have 2 Brits and a Frenchman on the podium. Not bad. You know, we always in England like to have a Brit on the podium at least, and not very often we get it. But we're 18 seconds behind Grosjean. So this is really interesting as Jean-Eric Verne goes into pits now. Really need to put up the pace, hoping that he loses some time in the pit lane. Pastor Maldonado going for a move. He thinks he can get past Jean-Eric Verne, and me gaining 2 positions. Coming on to lap 9 now, going around onto the final corner. One of the weirdest start-finish straights, such an early line that you cross. And we're coming around now using some curves. Jean-Eric Verne is coming out the pit lane now. We're just going past him. We're coming around the corner. I think we've done the jump. We've done the jump. We've done the jump on Jean-Eric Verne, who's come out behind Pastor Maldonado, and we take 3rd position, and Maldonado's right behind us as we go on to the last few laps in a second, and I believe we're going on to it now. So we're on to lap 12, and then 25 seconds to Romain Grosjean. We are so slow compared to that Lotus, but Jean-Eric Verne is behind me, so he's got the jump, and now we're going into the fast fuel mix for these last 2 laps. I've got 2 extra laps so I can do it. Jean-Eric Verne looking for a move. I'm giving him a little bit of space if he wants to go for the move. He doesn't seem to want to be committed. He was expected 9th position and we're in 3rd at the moment. That's pretty impressive. Oh god, sorry, we're just going past the UBS sign now. Jean-Eric Verne's going to have to try and do the move, otherwise he's not going to go anywhere. So we've made a personal best in the 1st sector, 27 seconds behind Grosjean in 1 sector. We've lost 2 seconds. That is shocking. Look where Hamilton is. Hamilton's going on to the 3rd sector. We've just finished the 1st. And Hamilton's coming around onto his final lap, and we're only in the 2nd sector of our second from last lap. So we're just pushing the car to his extremes now. And Jean-Eric Verne looking for a move. Jean-Eric Verne doesn't want to go for it because he knows it's a stupid move to make round there, especially when we're coming to the end of the race, and he needs these points for Toro Rosso, because Toro Rosso is struggling for points at the moment down at the bottom. Hamilton does in fact win. No, Hamilton's now gone to his last lap, and Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race, 3 seconds faster than me. That is unbelievable how much faster that car is compared to mine. But I'm on a different strategy. I like to be the race, and I like to hold up cars a little bit more. As we're coming around now, and we're taking the last sector into the last corner, and Jean-Luc Verne will look to take us on the start-finish straight, and then obviously in the DRS zone. So we're coming around now onto the start-finish straight, going on to our last lap, 27 seconds, well virtually 28 seconds to Romain Grosjean. We've set a personal best final sector, or overall lap time. We're coming around now. Jean-Eric Verne looking for a move. He's going to get that DRS, and that's going to be dangerous. Jean-Eric Verne arrow, and so's Pastor Maldonado, but Mark Webber has overtaken Jean-Eric Verne. So Jean-Eric Verne, in his trying to overtake me, has lost the place to Mark Webber. This is a repeat of the Valencia Grand Prix. Mark Webber is back in front of us. What are the chances? Personal best 1st sector, 29 seconds to Romain Grosjean. He's storming it up. Imagine what Lewis Hamilton must be from us. Coming around now, and Mark Webber's looking for the move. He's going to just try and dominate through us. He is on the raft of a podium for the Red Bull, and this could be a really weird podium. We could have a McLaren Brit, a French Lotus, and a Williams. You would have expected the big guns who are up there, like Alonso and Vettel, to push themselves. Webber's in 4th, obviously. He's probably one of the big guns, but Lewis Hamilton does in fact win the Grand Prix as we're going through maggots. We are pushing ourselves to the extreme, so it's the fastest lap as well for Lewis Hamilton, just rubbing salt in the wounds. That guy was on fire. Personal best middle sector, and we're coming around now. Mark Webber's not looking on a move. He's 0.5 of a second behind us. Coming around now into the final sector. We are going to try and do it. Mark Webber looking for a move. This is just like the end of the Valencian Grand Prix. He's right on our tail. Coming around now into the final 2 corners, braking early so Mark Webber doesn't have any room on us. Mark Webber now looking for a move. He can't find any space. We're coming around now onto the final corner, hitting the apex, and we do in fact come 3rd in the British Grand Prix. We are on we're on a podium here in Britain. 6th place for Pastor Maldonado. We have done it, guys. We have just got a podium in Britain. Our form is stunning. Qualifying is crap. Race is amazing. Jean-Eric Verne got 16th to 5th. That's great. Felipe Massa got 17th to 8th. That is amazing. Pole to win for Lewis Hamilton, and Grosjean moves from 3rd to 2nd. Fernando Alonso from 2nd to 13th. That is shocking. But guys, we have in fact done it. We have got ourselves a podium here in Britain. I don't know whether I will show you the final standings, but I can tell you we're very, very close indeed to catching up with Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. So you can see there Michael Schumacher in 17th. De La Rosa doing well. Let's see where Vitaly Petrov's been brought back down to earth. Not bad. the gap between us and Hamilton was 43 seconds, and that's a standing Alonso, Vettel, Hamilton and myself, so Hamilton's overtook me, but that's okay because we've done it in Britain, guys. Thank you for watching. My name is OTG. I'll see you guys in whatever my next video is. Bye, guys.